Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today, we're going to be talking about Xinfin Network, aka XDC. So let's just dive in and let's talk about a few things. So, you guys already know the deal. We are going to be starting with the weekly recap. And yes, I do know that this is a little bit behind. It is about 4 days ago now. But these weekly updates only happen every 7 days, so we are going to be seeing a major update coming in about 3 days or so. But I figured we could do a little bit of a breakdown on this. So we do see more developments surrounding the XDC network were announced last week. Take a look at this edition of the Week in Review to see what's happening. And they do mention a few things. So first off, Kinesis. Integration with XDC Network. Kinesis, a gold and silver monetary system, announces Phase 1 integration with the XDC Network, which you'll love to see. And then over here, we also do see XDC Network Improvement Proposal process adopt. XDC Network developers have agreed to adopt the new XIP process, bringing an efficient way for developers to collaborate on new proposals for the network. And then last but not least, United Perks is launched in partnership with XDC Foundation. DC United has launched a new United Perks program. This brings a new and rewarding experience to the fans by way of seat upgrades, sweepstakes, and even more, which, again, is awesome to see. Very similar to Algorand with what they did with FIFA Plus. I think that this is great for everything around this market, and I think that it's awesome to see a lot more adoption of these networks. And also Kinesis, or I know that I said it wrong in the one video, Kinesis or Kinesis, it's all good, tomato, tomato, whatever. I think that this is pretty cool. I think that this is going to be great. They are going to be doing some interoperability with cross-chain bridges, but this is going to be managing your money with gold and silver, utilizing digital assets. I think that this is very cool, and I'm very excited for this. And I do believe that we will see a lot more building happening on the Xinfin network going forward. We've been talking about this for a while. In the short amount of time that we've been talking about Xinfin, I think it's been like almost a year now. We've seen a ton of updates, and it is something special to say the least. And also, now that I look at it, yeah, it's been over a year now because it is September. I keep forgetting that it is September already, but I should not be forgetting it because we have been waiting for ITFA Portal. We've been watching this very closely, and today is officially the day. Tomorrow, aka today, marks the start of ITFA Portal 2022. Industry experts are set to take the stage, including Andre Casterman, who will be joined by, I'm not even going to try to say her name because out of respect, I would butcher it. Of S&P Global to discuss how technology leaders are building advanced value propositions for financial institutions. Then down here, we are also excited to see XDC Network's utility represented at ITFA Portal 2022 with MetaBlock's Impo Official, XDC Tech, and even Trade Tech, along with accelerated payments. All have diverse use cases powered by the XDC network, and this is very, very exciting. There's going to be a ton of information, so definitely make sure that you are watching this closely. Watch Twitter closely as well, specifically from Andre Casterman. He is the big announcement around a lot of things within the Xinfin ecosystem. I will try doing my best to keep up with everything. You guys could also check me out on Twitter if you guys haven't already, Ncash Official. I will definitely be staying up to date on this because I think that there is going to be a lot of things to watch for around this event. And also, Trade Tech has already made it known that they will be discussing the metaverse, NFTs, and other trends in trade finance. And also, last but not least, we do see over here that they are going to be talking about digital assets in trade origination and distribution. So, really kind of centered on everything XDC, everything Xinfin around trade finance. I think that this is great to see because we will see a little bit more insights on what is going on behind the scenes with Trade Tech. Remember what I said, Trade Tech is the big giant around trade finance within Xinfin, and they have been like probably the biggest breadcrumb within the sector anyway. So very exciting, very, very, very excited to see what comes from this because we've been waiting for this for a very long time. And also talking about things happening around trade finance, we do see over here from ICC, International Chamber of Commerce. Remember what I said, make sure that you are also paying attention to them on Twitter. I actually think I have their notifications turned on, but we do see paperless trade isn't a pipe dream, it's a necessity. Enter the ICC, the ICC Digital Standards Initiative, and we do see on average 36 documents and 240 copies are needed for a cross-border transaction. One singular cross-border transaction. Tell me that is not ridiculous. 36 documents and 240 copies. That's the average. That's insane to me. So when we really kind of look at this, this is a market that's always been ripe for disruption from digitization. And I'm very excited to see what comes from this with trade tech with Xinfin. I think that is the biggest breadcrumb within this. And also over here, again from ICC, I don't know why it's saying that I don't follow them. I do. If you guys go over here, like it says following, I don't know. That's kind of weird. But we do see the digitization of trade is inevitable. The only question is, how can we do it universally? And we do see in 2021, 16 million bills of lading were issued. Less than 1% were electronic. So again, we got to do better, and Xinfin is going to be the big player here. And we actually do see down here, like this is from Utility Theory. My answer, we need global jurisdictions to harmonize legislation and frameworks to accept a common standard across the world. Otherwise, the system will remain fragmented and siloed. Digital documents may be valid in one jurisdiction, but not the next. And I do agree with this. I think that we need to see harmonization. I mean, I think that this is exactly what the ECB was talking about as well when they were talking about harmonization around, crypto. We need a full-on mass adoption globally of these huge innovations, which I do completely, believe that they will fully disrupt and also really kind of revolutionize every single process out there within trade finance as well. And trade finance is just one of the many industries that crypto is at the forefront of in regards to disruption. And also over here from ICC, one last one, looking forward to it. And this is from Biz Climate Action. And we do see down here from I think it's Ceres, UEC. We're boldly taking on Biz Climate Action to reduce global emissions in the next decade. We want you to be along for the journey. Join our session, Next Steps for Colombian Green Taxonomy with ICC. Again, what better way to make sure that we are marching into the sustainability approach around this sector with, again, digitization of these trade documents. It's a very, very big issue that plagues the trade finance area. And talking about issues plaguing the trade finance area, going back in time to 2016, this is from the ICC. I believe that I'm zoomed in a little bit, which I do apologize. We do see a few things here. So this, again, is an article from 2016, so it's not a new survey. It's an old survey. Finds worsening global shortage of trade finance. SMEs and African countries are suffering the most from a deepening global trade finance gap, according to the ICC 2016 Global Survey on Trade Finance. Now, since then, this has only worsened, and it's worsened a lot more than what they were actually, I would say, expecting. We do see growing number of banks concerned about ability to finance global trade. 60% of SME applications for trade finance rejected. Survey highlights acute shortages of trade finance in Africa. So when we really kind of look at this, like again, what Xinfin is focused on is really kind of emphasizing the need for something that is not only cost affordable for a lot of these major banks and SMEs, but also something that disrupts this entire core process, because this is a market that has a ton of pain points and there's a ton of barriers to adoption as well. We do see some of the statistics down here as well, but we see this quote, and it says, "We must emphasize the importance of trade finance. It is often forgotten. Trade finance has dropped off the international agenda." Again, I think that this is very important. I think that trade finance should be focused on a little bit more. I think that this is probably one of the biggest markets out there that a lot of people just kind of ignore. And I think that this is also why Xinfin, aka XDC, is being ignored, because for the longest time, this has been their bread and butter. And we do see down here another quote: "Urgent action is required to limit the effects of such requirements on trade finance provision and to help meet the needs of global SMEs. We are being disproportionately affected." And SMEs have been at the forefront of a lot of issues. Again, SMEs are even a big issue with cross-border payments too, and also line of credit and digitization. So here we have it. So they are talking about digitization. They're talking about how this could benefit greatly if they adopt it in this. We do see by automating processes and reducing the cost and complexity of trade finance, it could ultimately bring a ton of benefits. Despite this, only 7.4% of banks reported that their trade finance processes have been digitized to a great extent, while 43% report very little advancement, and also with global banks, the most likely to embrace digital solutions. However, the global survey predicts an acceleration towards digitization in the years to come for the trade finance industry. And we have seen that, but we need to have this a little bit more streamlined. And they even do talk about Africa as well. They actually do have a trade finance shortage estimated at around 110 to 120 billion dollars, which is very substantial. And I think that when we really kind of look at things happening, the ICC has been the focus point around trade finance for a very long time. They've been a leader behind it as well. Digitization is 100% needed. And I think that we are getting very, very close to full-on mass adoption of this. Going back a little bit in time, we did talk about Lloyds Bank really kind of moving in on a digital. It is a digital promissory note, and I think that did very well. We actually do see digital banking innovation gets land deal completed in a day. 48 million pound land deal involving several businesses has been completed in just a day thanks to the UK's first digital promissory note. And I think that this is solidifying and also giving a little bit of a proof of concept sort of move that digitization is a huge key to streamlining every single business workflow. We even see it expects this innovation to open a new form of payment discounting to businesses of all sizes for the first time, improving cash flow for SMEs on both sides of trade transaction. And guess who this is in collaboration with? That's right, ITFA as well as DNI. And this is through their DDoC specifications. And I think that this is key. I think that this is, I'm not going to say that they're 100% utilizing Xinfin here, but, come on. I mean, you don't really need to connect the dots too much more than just kind of saying, hey, look it's Andre Kasserman saying digitization of trade opens up many new opportunities for financial institutions to improve client satisfaction. As a member of ITFA's DNI initiative, Lloyds Bank has been very focused on applying advanced technologies to address clients' pain points and is now becoming a leading institution to bring promissory notes into the 21st century. I'm very, impressed with the steady progress achieved by the team at Lloyds Bank and the rapid implementation of Inigio's Trace Original technology, which is presently the sole solution to comply with ITFA's DDoC specifications. And this is the big, this is the huge puzzle piece. This puts everything in place. Inigio and Xinfin have been working very closely together on every single major digitization process around trade finance. So to me, this solidifies where we are headed around trade finance. I think that digitization is going to be the next major stepping stone. I know that we've been talking about this for a while, but we have been seeing major movement here. It hasn't been silent. There hasn't been, a slow. In fact, we have been seeing a major push forward, and I'm very, very excited to see what does happen next. So with that in mind, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe to notifications on if you guys have more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As it's up to you all. Have a beautiful day, beautiful night, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. It's been Nick. Peace out, guys.